This is Anthony Lower, tech guru here in Philadelphia, and you're listening to the most innovative talk show in the city, Millennial High. And here's Tia.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Sasha High, the host of Millennial High, where the trend-setting millennial comes for motivation, inspiration, and deep conversation. Super excited to have the amazing and beautiful Sasha Bizzle in the house. And actually, once I play this song, I'm going to get her. She was a little late, but I love the girl, so it's all good. And on today's show, we have a great one. We have EL-Amin, creator of Passionate Rebel, which is a clothing line and lifestyle movement that promotes following one's passions through the creating of fashionable apparel. So we'll chat a little bit with EL-Amin to talk a little bit more about his brand. And in our Trendsetter segment, highlighting people, music, ideas, and events that are on the leading edge, we have Lavon Howard. He's the creator and CEO of Path to Greatness, which is an organization created to empower middle and high school students to be proud of who they are and to help them realize the greatness that is within them all. Listen, let me tell you, I had the best week ever. If you follow me on social, you know that I am now part of the Women in Media Leadership Council for 2018, the PR team and the development team, and we had a fundraiser / social on Thursday at Hot Lounge, and it was amazing. And for the recap, check Women in Media or check my social media, which is Millennial High, on Facebook and IG, and you'll see the recap photos and videos and just get inspired, right? In the meantime, though, I'm going to play one of the songs that I've been vibing on all week. I love this song, and I could have played it last week. I think I probably did. I'm not gonna lie. It's Hearts Ain't Gonna Lie, and I love this song, and I can't wait until she comes to Philly sometime soon, I hope. But Hearts Ain't Gonna Lie, and then we'll be back with Sasha. We'll talk to EL-Amin, Lavon Howard, and I'll talk to you soon. In about 3 minutes. Okay. Hey, this is your girl, Tia Sasha High, host of Millennial High. That was Hearts Ain't Gonna Lie, and I have Sasha Bizzle. This is your girl, Tia Sasha High, host of Millennial High. You just heard Hearts Ain't Gonna Lie. Listen, so Sasha just came in the studio and informed me that the previous, we have a sports show that comes on an hour before mine, 2 hours before me. And I guess he never put the station back in automation. So you kind of heard blank if you just tuned in. And then I come on and I'm prepping my guest, EL-Amin. I'm prepping my guest, EL-Amin. And I guess you guys all heard what he had for breakfast. So there you go.
Sounded good, too.
So, no. But Sasha, how are you, hon?
I'm good. How are you? I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy. So Sasha and I, we go way back. Like, I don't even know how many, like 7 years?
7 years. I think like 2010. I remember sitting in our first job together, Ally Financial, and you telling me that you wanted to be a talk show host. So Here I am at your radio show. So yeah, we go back.
We go way back, right? So I'm going to introduce our first guest, and Sasha and I, we're just going to have a lot of fun with him. It is EL-Amin Jumu'ah. Let's talk to him for a bit. Hey, EL-Amin, you with me?
What's up, ladies? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, enjoying my Sunday, relaxing, but I'm definitely blessed to be on the show with you guys, so thank you.
Listen, we all heard what you had for breakfast, so my bad.
Oh, man. I hope I didn't sound fat.
Were they homemade, at least?
Were they homemade salmon cakes?
Yeah. I'm actually a pretty good cook, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with that. So, EL-Amin Jumu'ah, I'm saying your last name, right?
Yeah, you're saying it correctly.
Okay, good. Is the founder of Passionate Rebel LLC. He's a native of Newark, New Jersey. He's been the recipient of Newark's 30 Under 30 Ubuntu Award and a Morgan State University graduate. A little bit about Passionate Rebel is a clothing line and a lifestyle movement that promotes following one's passions through creating fashionable apparel, being community active, and coordinating networking opportunities to redefine what it means to be an individual. So,
well, I like how you said that. Thank you.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about Passionate Rebel, and how did you come up with this idea?
Passionate Rebel is just basically a lifestyle movement that just is motivated to redefining the individual. So it was like, it came from like my many experiences, but also it just came from a number of conversations that I had with various individuals. And like through those conversations, you kind of hear like certain ideas that's kind of conveyed, or just, you know, certain doubts in like themselves or like their passion and their goals is based off a lot of things that they experienced. So, you know, for me, as a curator, I just always see myself as a motivator. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to create a movement that kind of like motivated the people to basically, you know, facilitate their role in society as like giving back and just, you know, changing people's lives. So that's where majority of like wanting to be a passionate rebel came from.
Now, it's interesting because I know that you just called yourself a motivator. Is that what your friends would call you, your family would call you? Because I know a lot of people who are motivating, especially those who are on social media, like you see like the great posts and the great, you know, quotes that they're giving out, but those around them, their friends and family can view them as a completely different person. So you're a motivator from the heart?
Definitely a motivator from the heart. And it even goes outside of like just of this being like a job for me. It just, you know, goes back to, you know, motivating people to, you know, just do certain things, or just when it comes to like just doing things that they want to do in their social life or personal life, or just trying to, you know, give people inspiration and just give them love and happiness and passion, just trying to help them find ways to, you know, be that person. So it kind of stems from like my mother, honestly, because my mother is like a very passionate person who always loves to help people in any form of fashion. So it kind of has trickled down to me. So yeah.
So talk about how you can inspire through clothing, through apparel.
Well, like the apparel, well, we know a lot of things that we do in life, or the people that we're trying to be, it kind of reverts back to fashion, because we all kind of connect through fashion. And I kind of, I always had an eye for fashion, but I never really wanted to create a clothing line, because I just felt like it was oversaturated because everybody is creating clothing. Mm-hmm. But I knew a clothing line would allow me to, you know, fully immerse myself through as far as connecting to people. So I wanted to create apparel that kind of brings awareness of the individual, because, you know, Passionate Rebel, even the logo itself is a bear with a graduation cap and a denim jacket on. It was actually supposed to be a representation of me. And it just goes back to, you know, acquiring more for yourself and rebelling against the idea of not being able to follow your passion and be who you are. So that logo and the clothing itself, I wanted to have meaning behind it. When people purchase certain things, I wanted it to represent the things that they want to do and the lane that they're trying to go in. I didn't just want it to be a regular clothing line or just have a T-shirt that says, yo, you are somebody. You know, like with having the line itself, I wanted it to connect to different lanes, because I'm a person that's, I call myself a person that's multifaceted, and I want my brand to be that. So when someone wears the clothes, I wanted it to represent, I wanted them to feel like they're a part of something that, you know, that gives them hope. So I may create something that, for example, you know, I've done a breast cancer awareness type jacket, and that was basically from my aunt, was someone who passed away from breast cancer. So I wanted to, you know, bring a more awareness to that, to participate in, you know, walks and just helping people become mindful of the different things that kind of like have affected our society. So, you know, I create things that represent people and that can, relate to their cause or what they're trying to do.
You know what I like? I like the fact that even though you said that everyone's making clothing and it seems to be saturated, right? The industry seems to be saturated. Mm-hmm. Everyone has the positive T-shirts and the positive vibe shirts and stuff, but you still did it anyway. And that's what I like, because I know sometimes we get deterred because we see other people doing the same thing that we love. So we say, you know what? It's already been done. But that's not true, because you put a different vibe in it. You put a different spark in it. You put your own light in it. And I love, there's a quote that goes around. They're like, Rihanna would have never had Fenty Beauty if she thought, oh, the makeup industry is too saturated, too overly saturated, right? But so I love the fact that you still did it. I love that.
Yeah, and even with the clothing itself, it's like, I wanted it to connect people, because I feel like even with clothing today, a lot of those things have caused like a disconnect between a lot of us, and it's based on how people portray themselves and carry themselves, but also, we put a price on our clothing and everything, so that kind of separates people, because it seems like, if you don't have this type of clothing or this high-priced brand, you're not in the cool club and things like that. So I wanted to, to break that barrier down and, help people, be connected in all types of ways. And, I create a plethora of things ranging from, a varsity jacket to a cardigan to a beanie hat to a book bag to a denim jacket. And I always use my eye for fashion to do that, so people can relate and don't feel like, I'm not in a cool club because I don't have this and I don't have that. It creates a platform for everybody.
Right, and you make your own club. You know what I mean? Like, forget that cool club.
So I do have a question for you. So with you starting your own business or your own fashion line, were there times in that time where you felt like you had some failures, where you felt like you had to motivate yourself, or did you have your support team where they motivated you?
It went hand in hand, because honestly, we're doing anything, even not having your own brand. You're just like doing a traditional 9-to-5 or having your own brand. You're still gonna face those failures and difficulties, because that's what comes with the territory.
Exactly.
So me doing it, I started Fashion Rebel when I was first laid off from my job back in 2014. So I didn't really have much to do, but I just knew, in the back of my mind, this is something that I needed to do, because I had so much ambition and so much faith that, I can successfully create a brand. So it was just understanding that, at the end of every dark tunnel, there's always a light. Maybe it may not be a light that's being... Yeah, it may not be a light that's being provided for you, but you're able to create your own light and go through, the darkness and get to where you're trying to go. So, it was between my own faith and my team's faith, because, honestly, a lot of things were on my shoulder to get us, as a founder, a CEO, a sole proprietor, or just, a person that's trying to make a way for you and your team. You gotta take the doubts and the successful thoughts, the failures, and just bottle them up and just keep pushing.
Yep, exactly. Let those failures fuel you, right?
Exactly.
They can propel you, because I look at it like, just contrast. There's always like two ends of the stick. So not everything is going to go perfectly all of the time, and that's okay. So you can label that as failure, fine, but just as long as you continue to proceed, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about your community activism then. So how do you translate this fashion apparel into the community?
I'll give you an example. Right now, we actually have our own mascot, our own Fashion Rebel mascot, and I connected it to, like I said earlier, I wanted my brand to be multifaceted. I didn't just want to be known for fashion. And growing up, my family, my mother and my father, were always involved in the community. We're Muslims, so they were always in the Muslim community and helping people. Everybody always knew our family, so that was that was imprinted in me for what I should be doing as I became older. So going into the community, I wanted to connect to the community, because for one, there's so many things that we're dealing with today that, we need to address, or we need to put our best foot forward to change. Because, as we become older, we're going to have a more obligation to make change in our communities and our societies and everything. And, there's so many things that's hindering a lot of us, from probably being successful, and we have to understand that these things are ongoing. So, like, I wanted to bring a change to my community and my society. So, I wanted to make sure that Passionate Rebel was known for helping people. And honestly, for you to get people to support you and understand your vision, you have to connect with the community. There's no possible way you can do there's no possible way you can do anything and not, give back to the community or connect with them, because those are your supporters either way. And yeah, and I didn't just want them to support my clothing. I wanted them to get on board and, like, really implement a change. Like, we are based on motivating the people. And for us to bring an end to a lot of these things, we have to get involved in the fight, or, go out there and be in the trenches and help people. So, we do a myriad of things, from doing our Feed the Homeless events, back to school events, coat drives. Right now, we're connecting to the schools. And that was, like, one of the main things I really wanted to do, because, one, when I was in middle school, and I saw a lot of us, when we were in middle school and elementary school, we didn't have a lot of entrepreneurs coming to talk to us for, like, career days and everything. Right. It was always like the normal field of occupations, ranging from hospitals to the Army to cops to the fire department. And there's nothing wrong with those things. It's truly nothing wrong with those things. I just believe that the times that we're living in now, children or the youth need to see that they have other options. Exactly. Like, so a lot of them are so ambitious. Like, they're very ambitious. Like, the other day, this past Thursday, as a matter of fact, I just finished a career day. And I'm speaking to a class of sixth graders, and there's one girl who wants to be a graphic designer, and she actually showed me her work, and it was amazing. Like, it was really amazing. It looked like, like she is actually, doing, like, designs for people and everything. And, to know that a lot of these schools don't have activities for them to, help cultivate, their artistry and their creativeness. Right. It's devastating. So it's like, I feel like, for me, we have to go in these schools and talk to these kids. Even like radio hosts, like there's a kid that wanted to do radio. There was a kid that wanted to be a race car driver. I was like, I'm gonna go to college so I can be a race car driver. But I'm in my head like, like, you don't have to go to college to be a race car driver and everything. And it's possible for them to become a race car driver. It just isn't being conveyed to them. So, we just wanted to make that connection. So when we go into the schools, a lot of kids always see, like, a lot of the apparel that we're wearing, that stands out, and they kind of get a feel for it because it feels like it's, like, school related.
And El-Amin, while you're talking, where can we find you online? So I'll just drop your handles. So it's at Passionate Rebel. So you can because the one thing about radio, actually what I love, and I started to do like a few shows back, is just that I'm like, listen, while you're listening to us, people are going to be scrolling anyway, so you might as well go through the person who's on the show right now, go through their feed and drop some likes or follow or do something. So it's Passionate Rebel. And what's your website? Is it the same?
It's www.passionaterebel.net.
.net. Okay. Awesome. So check them out. Passionate Rebel on IG. Do you even have a Facebook? I know some people don't even have a Facebook anymore.
I do have a Facebook. I got a Facebook. I had Facebook because I felt like, you gotta get involved in the social media. So it's like, you gotta be fully abreast of what's going on social media. So,
And so before we say bye to you, what is one piece of advice you can give someone who wants to start their own brand?
These are of advice for anybody that wants to start their brand. For one, you have to. This is definitely a Passionate Rebel quote. You have to allow your passion to stimulate your hustle. Also, you have to be genuine. You have to want to get back. You have to understand that everything that you do is a service. No matter what you do is a service, and you want to get the best service as possible. Mm-hmm. Also, you want to stay true to yourself. stay true to yourself, stay true to who you are, and don't let anyone discourage of what you're trying to do. Also, and just know that there's going to come times with failure. Failure is a part of the trials and tribulations, but failure plays a part in success. So, you got to go through the failure in order to become successful, honestly.
Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
Next time, I know, because he wanted to come down. He wanted to come here. I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. Next time you're in Philly on a Sunday, come by the studio and we can hang out a little bit.
She is so considerate. She is honestly so considerate, because I would have drove an hour to be on the show and everything, but she is so considerate. So I definitely appreciate you for taking the time. You too, Sasha.
Thank you so much, EL-Amin. It was a pleasure meeting you or talking to you.
Well, listen. So I'm gonna also I thank you for the video that you sent me. I'm gonna use that. So don't think I'm not gonna use it.
Oh, thank you. That was like the 100th video that I did. Thank you.
That's what I figured. I'm like, wait, I told him like 3 hours ago. I bet he's doing like take after take after take.
I was trying to find the right lighting and all that stuff.
Oh, I love it. No.
I had to to do it. So,
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing for the community. I can't wait to actually meet you in person next time you're in Philly.
I'll definitely be in touch.
Okay. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
That was EL-Amin. He's so dope. He reached out to me on IG, which I love that platform. And honestly, to be honest, if you're listening and you follow me on Instagram, you can message me, because I answer everybody. No, because it's good, because everyone, I love it, because everybody's doing like their own thing, and they have something that they're passionate about and something that's in their heart, and they just want to tell it. They want to share it. It's all about sharing. So I'm going to come back and we're going to have Lavon Howard on the show. But first, I'm going to play a little something. I'm not going to play Artie Boy, because I always play Artie Boy, but I know my sister's listening, so I should just play Artie Boy for her, but I'm not. I love you, Pasha. But we're going to play the song that I love, Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa, One Kiss. And then we will be back. That wasn't One Kiss, but this is.
Noon on Sundays for Millennial High on 106.5 FM WPPM People Power Media with Tia Whitfield, the #1 show in Philadelphia that wants to give you the best in artists, entertainment, education, health, fitness, and philanthropy. Millennial High is not just a show. It is here to inspire and provoke others to take action towards their purpose in life. So if you have an uplifting, thought-provoking message, get with us at Millennial High. That is millennialhigh@gmail.com.
Millennial High.
Millennial High.
Millennial High.
Tia from Millennial High.
With the one and only Miss Tia Whitfield.
And we are back. I have Lavon Howard in the studio with me, Sasha Bizzle in the studio too. She is guest hosting, and I love her so much. And I'm so happy that Lavon came in, and he's so awesome. Lavon is just a great man. I made sure to, like, when he messaged me, I'm like, let me check out your stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me check out your website. I love doing that. Anyway, so I'm like, let me just check out what he has. And Lavon, he is the CEO and founder of the nonprofit Path to Greatness, where it's a program designed to empower middle school and high school students to be great while they're still in their youth. He also conducts sessions called Man Talk, Save My Sister, and Life After Middle School, High School Panels. I love that title. Life After Middle School? I love that. I love that. Life After Middle School. Lavon is also a self-published author. He has 2 books, Release in 2012, Path to Greatness in 2013, and he's now in the process of writing his 3rd book, which is Transform, Not Conform, which will be released later in 2018.
In October. Perfect. Sounds good. October was be on my birthday. My birthday weekend. So my birthday's on Sunday this year. Be October 21st. The movie's gonna be on October 20th.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about Path to Greatness. Like, first of all, I love the name of your organization, Path to Greatness. How did you come up with it?
Wow, that's a good question. It was something that I didn't see coming. It was about 5 years ago. I was actually working at another nonprofit at school, and I saw the middle school kids there were not being empowered. They were talked about by students and staff and faculty. So one day I saw this video about Ray Lewis, and he was talking to the Stanford basketball team for a basketball game for the NIT, and he mentioned being pissed off at greatness. And I was like, wow, that really stuck out because he wasn't born pissed off at greatness. You're okay being basic, and no man's being more than be basic. That resonated with me. I was like, wow, okay, something that really stuck out to me. So what I did was I wanted to do a workshop for a pack called Path to Greatness, be around people, middle school students be around people in the city of Philadelphia who are doing positive things in Philadelphia, not who are going to talk to them, encourage them, and also being when they've been through. And it was supposed to be a 1-day workshop, and I planned it for Friday, January 11th, 2013. And it was I promoted it through Facebook, Yahoo Messenger, before Instagram took off. It's on Instagram,
right?
I even put through Yahoo. That's why I had Gmail. So I had Gmail like a couple years later. So what I did was I asked people that I knew at the time to come share your story with the kids. Because a lot of kids were tuned off by the teachers and staff, and I felt like they didn't hear their voice. So that day, the actual day, it was raining, cold, snowing, Friday afternoon and after lunch. The teachers didn't want to do anything after 1:45. So I brought them in, and 14 people came and spoke at my first workshop. And 2 of those people just graduated from college last weekend.
Awesome.
So one from Kutztown, another week was one from East Stroudsburg. So basically, it was basically a blessing. And what we did was I saw something that the kids were empowered. They were not being talked about just like it. They were just inspired, and the school's culture changed that day because when I came back that Monday, the kids were like, "Mr. Lavon, when they coming back?" I was like, uh-oh, I got something here. So I was like, their mindset changed. I saw the transform component. Transform came in. Their mindset was transformed because they wanted to do something positive in school. They felt they were being tired of being talked about negatively by staff and teachers, and I felt they were more than that. They were more than what they were told, and I felt like I saw greatness in them. But someone had to tell them that.
Exactly.
So, Lavon, what kind of stories were your panelists sharing with the kids?
Basically sharing how they grew up, basically being transparent with them because a lot of times the kids will tell you the truth. Like they will tell you, you faking or you lying, or you telling you. We can't real with them. One of the things I tell the speakers is be yourself, be real with the kids. Don't be just tell your story because every kid has gone through something. Yeah. Right? So and then but the speakers may want sisters to turn it around, and we can't let circumstances dictate who we are, and you can't make excuses for it. You can overcome them. You can adjust to it or perish into them. So
you can adjust to it or perish into them. Exactly. Absolutely. So then the kids wanted more of Lavon and what you had to offer. So how did you recruit over 500 speakers?
By basically sharing what we do. I went through on LinkedIn actually. So most of the people I got were from LinkedIn. Was underrated at the time. No one was using LinkedIn like that, but I used LinkedIn because I saw people. I saw someone that was working with kids. I get them. So I didn't know where they were doing, who they are. And you saw it working with kids or something positive, you're a college student or a graduate or something positive in the community, I added you and I told you, hey, listen, I know Path to Greatness. I need people, young people hear your story. We got to believe everybody have a story, a testimony. So, and also we do workshops that are uncomfortable for young people. We don't do things that even adults don't talk about in our community day to day. So we talk about, who are you? We ask that question, who are you? What's good about you? What's bad about you? What do you work on? How many times do you ask that question every day?
Right.
And then number 2, we talk relationships based on mission, not by looks. Basically, you get each person you person you're dating with, she had a vision and a why they here. We talk about forgiveness. We don't talk about that at all, especially our young people, because a lot of kids are growing up angry and bitter over things that happened to them when they was younger, but they hold on to that to adulthood and take it out, make one decision, more choices. So
exactly.
We talk about accountability, which is big in the black community. We don't address that at all. We don't keep our word, and it affects anything else, and let people down. And we talk about, we do goal setting, we do vision boards, we do, like I did Man Talk and say my sister and Raina, because those things, we need to talk about those things because they're not doing it at schools. I'm doing this stuff, and I'm doing it in schools for free, pretty much, because like no one taught me how to be a man in high school, in middle school. No one talk about 6 A's of manhood. No one talk about that. No one came. I don't know, one woman told me, hey, how to be a woman, how you carry yourself how you carry yourself in high school and middle school. No one told us that. So we find in the real world, and they were like, oh, okay, I want our youth to be better than we had growing up, to know everything, to know how to be a man, how to carry yourself, how to woman, how to carry yourself, how to not be, how to be smart, not ratchet. You know, so
and I admire that, Lavon, only because we hear so much that the greatest influence that kids have is first in home and second in school. But like you said, we're not doing so much in school. We're doing more, curriculum, academics, and instead of, self-development. Yes. Who am I? Encouraging you to be different and to embrace your individuality.
And embrace your flaws.
Yes.
So now they don't talk about that. And also, we talk about things like, we're talking about the school stuff. A lot of schools are just on testing. There's a PSAs, Keystones. There's nothing going on.
To creativity,
right.
To bring out that.
Have to talk, have them be involved in the process, because a lot of our kids know a lot more stuff than we did growing up. They because social media, things like that.
Yep.
So, and then what we want to do was we want to bring in a platform. Basically, what I do, I just get activity with them, get them tell them what they think, and I told them, be honest. There's no wrong answers. There's no like, okay, this is right and wrong. We want you to hear perspective, because in there is perspective, and then have the speakers come in and talk to them and share their experience, and then, okay, how that relates to what we're doing. So all we do is it kind of connected for them, because we wanted to be successful and on their own terms. And a lot of times schools don't do that. And a lot of times a lot of kids hate school, because you go to schools like 9 o'clock, kids coming late any kind of time of the day. I'm like, okay.
Exactly.
And before, like growing up, you went to school by 8:30, you get sent home.
And
so it wasn't like, okay, you come at 9:30 unless you had a doctor's appointment or emergency, but people come to any time of the day, and I'm like, okay.
I feel like schools don't promote you to be who you are and accept where you are.
Exactly.
Instead, it makes you feel like you're not good enough, right. Because you don't teach them to accept those flaws. But those same flaws can turn into greatness.
A testimony. Because it's a lot of judging that happens in schools, like with the grading, right? But I like that you said, Lavon, about being honest. And that's so important, because I know a lot of kids that they know the right thing to say all of the time. They always know the right thing to say, even though they're hurting inside. They just say what you know
that schools are prisons now, prisons? Why do you think kids wear uniforms all the time? In jail, people, they wear uniforms. And then also, when it's time of testing, right, they cover everything up, bulletin boards, and it looks like a prison. And I was like,
they're
and it's like, okay, wow, okay. And then it's like, the kids can't dress up. They can't dress down, be themselves. And like, unless you do a dress down day,
right?
You got to pay $1.
You have to pay $1 now to dress in your own clothes.
Wait, where does the money go to?
I think that school is fundraiser, like fundraisers like that. But
for like school trip or something,
possibly.
Pretty much all thing. So
who knows?
We
don't know.
I grew up. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach. I want to teach third grade. That was my ideal grade, third grade and fourth grade. But as I got older, people was like, "Why you need to teach?" I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be conformed because they're not teaching what the kids are learning. Because you got to teach them. You got to teach them to a test or a standard, And then if your kids don't do on the test, you end up getting fired based on the kids' lack of passing or lack of effort. And you can do all you want. You can do everything you want, but the kids not passing is a problem.
Right.
So that's why we come in and we do workshops during the day. We don't do no after school program because we believe all the kids need our program. Because if we did at the school program, we take it with that kid that might need to go home, take care of their mom, but it can't be in the program. That's why we try to do the sessions during the day because we believe all the kids need it. Because all the kids are struggling in something. You know what I mean? They might not tell you at that moment, but they are struggling in something. We feel that we need all of them to be empowered because at the end of the day, it's about bettering yourself every day. You can't be content with what you have because complacency is a sin. And you can't be complacent about anything because life can happen in 1 minute. It can change in 1 second.
So, Lavon, tell me about the program in the school. So they actually let you come in and teach the students during the school day.
Yeah, so what we do, so basically, it started off at Effort Island, like I'm Robert Morris, because we did sessions on Fridays, like one Friday a month, on different issues and the day, and then we got in other schools we got added during the day, and then one of my favorite schools, Effort Island, the principal was very, very awesome, and I noticed that the kids at the lunch were not paying attention. So I was like, let's get in the morning before lunch, so they can come in hungry. and then they
listen in.
Right, and plus their brains be more right in the morning, so they more pay attention in the morning. So at the noon, at the lunch, they be outside, they be running around out, and you got to get them calm down. It's like 20 minutes right there, and then so we do the workshops in the morning because we feel that it's empowering, and plus for our volunteers to come too, because they might do something at the noon. So at the noon it's kind of tricky. So we want them to come in the morning, get empowered in the morning, do some positive, get some self-talk, self-empowerment, do some power workshops that they might not get in the church or the schools. So we get this on a regular basis, not every day, but twice a month, whatever that may have on schedule. But we want the kids to feel better about themselves and knowing that it's okay to be this. It's okay to be struggling. It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay, exactly. It's okay to not be okay.
Sometimes, and then now I'm trying to address now. So kids, I be hearing all the time. I'm good. I can't complain. But at the same time, like it's okay. It's okay to complain. It's okay to complain for a moment. You know what I mean? So it's okay to complain about something. That means you care. That means you want to get better. That means you're passionate about something. And a lot of times...
that's so interesting to me because my dad says that. That sounds like an older, it's like they get it from their parents. Oh, I can't complain.
I put a little twist to that. I say I can't complain because complaining isn't going to change anything anyway. But I understand where Lavon is coming from because you do need to have some type of, and it goes down to being uncomfortable sometimes. You got to be uncomfortable, and once you become uncomfortable enough, you'll do something about it. You won't stay in.
And I'm a big, some of my last posts, I'm talking about God wants to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because I noticed that every time I've been uncomfortable, everything been great. Because sometimes we want to do things one way, and then God says something like, "You gonna do a business?" I'm like, all right, mind you, when I started this, I had no business background. I was all teaching education. I was teaching education. That's all. I had no business background, no business plan, or nothing. This is something that God
put together for you.
No business
constructed for you.
Right, and basically, like I said, supposed to be a one-day workshop, but then life happened to me. I got laid off from my job, 2013, and I decided, look, I don't know what to do about this. My friend was like, the girl was talking to her, turn that business. I'm like, I just got fired. I got laid off. I'm returning. I had no experience.
Right.
So then 2 weeks, I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe we had to be in my church. My old church was located at my old church to see what happens and see if anybody's interested. So we met on August 1st, 2013, and 2 people came. And I believe in the Bible said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, God must be in the midst. Mm-hmm. So and I don't know then, God was like, okay, he had to do something with this. Mm-hmm. Then 2 weeks later, I got hired for another job. I got hired 2 weeks later. Once I made that decision to start a business. And then everything fell into place. And it's been some trials and errors. You know, I thought about giving up my first year because I was having meetings and stuff. People were not coming to the meetings. People were not supporting. And I say, I'll be here. They don't show up. Then I gave my Fridays. I'm off Fridays. I won't go home. But they was like, oh, I can't make it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Then one night, I thought about giving up. One day, God told me, email every charter school that you know that had middle school. So I emailed every charter school overnight. Then that morning, a school emailed me. It was Young Sky's charter school.
So I do want to ask you.
Yes.
We know we talked about how many speakers you've had, you know, at these events. How many schools have you reached out to within your organization?
Over 30.
Wow.
Over 30 schools.
All public Philadelphia schools or
mostly
charter?
public.
Okay.
Some a couple of private schools, and now we're gonna be at our first charter school in the fall. So,
awesome.
So we was at charter school before, but it wasn't like a long term thing. We was there for a couple months, and then something happened, and the school decided to go that direction. And I was mad because I'm big on being consistent with the kids,
right?
Because I'm big on being with the poor with the kids. Like I don't believe in people coming in we be one and done. I cannot stand that because that means nothing to the kids because the kids been told that so many times. So I'll be there for you, and they don't show up. So if we come in there and build a rapport with them, see us every single week or whatever, they will trust us now more and more. They kind of confine us more, you know. And that's why I was out of the past 2 years because the school once you go there, I hope you come to more workshops.
Absolutely.
So one of the schools, once you get there, you're gonna see why we there. Once you get to out of 30th Eye, across the street is a cemetery. The kids see that every single day.
Right.
See the cemetery every single day. So they see that mindset every day. Yep. It'll be school or the grave. So that's why we there.
Right.
So and then once I started the school at that time, the school was one of the worst performing PSA schools ever. The worst. So I had to be there. So even though the beginning was rough in the beginning, the school supported us. The principal supported us. She believed what we was doing, that we were changing lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were coming there to see what was going on. And then this year we decided to be there we usually be there like at the testing in May. But this year we wanted to come in October. So we do all the 8th graders at once. And
right.
So we did 8th graders to like January, and then we started the other 8th grade class to April. To PSA testing, and then the April 4th, I told it to my old mom at Westchester University because it was actually April 4th. It was actually the 50th anniversary of MLK's death. So we tried because I couldn't take them to Temple, Villanova, Temple, right down the street, but I was like, they need to get outside. I told her they'd be uncomfortable. So the principal got a bus for us, paid for free.
Nice.
To go to all these kids at Western University, and they loved it. Even though it was raining, it was raining that day. They loved it because it was outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then we came back, and then a lot of kids were enjoyed because a lot of kids didn't see college. Okay, they got out of Philadelphia and got that mindset. And I tell people, look, the school have to go get out of Philly, get out of Philly. Because it's so much more than
exactly.
World. And some of these kids have been out in neighborhoods. Some of them have been outside of Philly or outside of Franklin Mills. You know what I mean? So, but these kids love it. And also, one of my former students I taught 10 years ago is a student there at Westchester University now. I think he just graduated.
That's awesome.
So
seriously,
yeah.
I told you, Lavon
this is amazing.
And then also
so great.
ladies. So that's how I do the ladies just like that. Tuesday I do a lady talk from 8th grade girls from 9:15 to 10:45.
What's the talk?
Lady talk.
Lady talk. Got it.
So basically, it kind of like say my sister, but it's like kind of worded correctly. Like I worded it. So I would love y'all to come. Y'all free that time to speak. Then what we do is we come back here. I bring some youth up here making a youth show.
Awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So before we go, I want you to talk about your book really quick. The Transform,
Please
Not to
talk
Conform.
about that book.
Okay. Oh, well, dang.
I told you, time goes by so fast.
That's such a powerful title, I must add.
So,
Transform, Not Conform.
So the book, the title came from my favorite scripture in the Bible, Romans 12:2, says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but transform your mind."
Oh, the renewing of the
your
mind. Yes.
So that's my favorite scripture, because this whole experience has transformed me, and because I was in the world doing what I thought was right. like, I'm not saying I was doing one thing. I was like, I was going to be a teacher, but didn't happen, you know. And but God transferred you so you do the business. So within that, I noticed that this program, these kids were being transformed. These kids were being changed, and their mindsets were being changed. Not at the moment, but maybe down the line, they appreciate you what you've done. And I want people to understand that you are not supposed to be part of this world. You're supposed to be doing what God's called you to do.
Amen.
And a lot of times we don't get that concept until life happens. Mm-hmm. So life happened for me 5 years ago. I got laid from my job, not knowing I was going to be doing this, but doing that workshop, it turned me around. It changed my whole life. It helped me go out and network with people and be on radio shows like this now. You know what I mean? I was a comfortable speaking at that time. Like, I had speech while growing up. I had speech therapy all my life. And then by the time I wrote the first 2 books at a time, I didn't know I put myself out there and network myself and brand myself and know what I was doing, because a lot of people don't know my story. They always pay the grades, but they don't know who the person behind it and why I started this, because I wanted people that come across to be a part of our organization to be transformed, because everybody have a story and I want them to be inspired, because at the end of the day, we're not here for ourselves.
Exactly.
We here to serve somebody else and help someone else and it's help that person that's out there that needs your story. You know what I mean? And needs your testimony, needs your affirmations, inspiration, because at the end of the day, it's about them. It's about the people that you're serving every single day. And the book, the speaker about, is going to be pretty much how I started the business and how God has brought in, you know, the things that I'll never be amazed, even though it's been 5 years, but we had a lot more work to do. You know, it's not more growth and not more learn and excelling and things like that. So God's been keeping me, and He kept me focused. Sometimes, like, that's why I'm up like late, you know, doing stuff, because a lot of my ideas come and be up 2 a.m. Like,
I love that. That's the best.
Yeah, so during the day, I'm like,
exactly.
And then, like, I be working and it's like looking straight, but at the midnight, I'm like, my brain flows at 2 a.m. Like,
no, but that is the hour of the creatives. Creatives are always up, and they say that because it's the truth, because during the day, there's a lot going on,
right,
and there's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, once it hits that midnight hour.
It's quiet.
Yes.
Yeah. So peaceful.
It's so peaceful when you're a tune, because I remember, because I'm emailing you and you're emailing me right back. I didn't expect to get an email from him. It was like 1 a.m. and I was like, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, wow, he sent something back? I was like, it was all late. So he's just like me, up late, doing work.
But it's doing work productively. That's what
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
But in the end of the day, the book is pretty much about, like, how to, like, basically how God leads you to your purpose. And I ask people all the time, listen, find your purpose. Find what God's called you to do. Like, because, like, I can't tell you what to do. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I mean, you need to ask God for yourself and ask Him what He wants you to do. And then once you find out what you need to do, like now, then you can, any decision you're going to make going forward will be different to you with purpose. That's why I try to get you to find out what your purpose is now. So when you go to high school, when you go to college, you pick the right college based on what God told you to do, and not based on how much money you get.
Exactly.
You get a free ride, all this other stuff. So because I think that's very important, because a lot of our youth, high school students, are going to school based on parties that you see on TV. Oh, my friend goes there, my best is going to be there, my boyfriend going to be there, my girlfriend going to be... No, go to school that God's called you to do. Go to, and then walk into it. Westchester University was something God told me to go to. Even though at that time I was 18, I didn't had a relationship with God at the time. So I got, like, to a 22, I graduated college. So even though because my mom would go there, and it was out of Philly, plus it gave some distance. So my mom would come there anytime, like 1 bus away. Even if she needed something from me, I go home. Right. But I had space to be myself and be creative and find out what I was supposed to do. And then I was paid to be the teaching for like a couple of years, and then started business. Like, I never knew I'd be founder or nonprofit 5 years later. And I also, by the way, had my own radio show too called.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
So the one was called the Woman's Troll 2 Experience on Saturdays, 11 to 12 a.m. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Soul Purpose Radio. So I'm looking for guests who have a Woman's Troll 2 Experience story to share on the air. Just to have a conversation and share your experience, because a lot of people don't need to share their story. They need to share their testimony with the world, because a lot of times I didn't have to share my story and my value, because I think that it's very important that we have to share our stories with the world, because you never know who needs it, who might turn it right from them because of that story.
Thank you so much, Lavon. I'm sure everyone
it's been a
felt
pleasure.
Something. You're so passionate and you're so great.
And can I make a quick announcement?
Yeah, go ahead.
So on July 28th, we are having our first Pad the Greatest Community Day. It's going to be at Strawberry Cambria at the Regulation Center. We try and get ready 300 book bags. We also got a basketball tournament. We're going to have fitness day. We're going to have a double dutch competition. Going back old school. Old school because
I haven't seen someone jump in
because
double
yes, we're going outside. You see people double dutch all the time. Now people don't even go outside anymore.
No, they on their phone.
Like if it's like a nice day, even a nice day, you don't go outside. I'm like, I ain't kind of growing up.
I love that double dutch competition.
I saw girls double dutch, like guys play basketball all day. Like so, we got live music, like face painting. We're gonna have different things going on. So I need a volunteer, sponsors who are help give a book bags and get these people here. We're swimming as well, swimming that day as well. For kids to go swimming, doing an event as well. So it's July 28th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the 12 Cambria Rec Center, or 29th at 12 in Cambria. So
thank you so much. Leave that with me.
Yes.
But I do have to close out. Thank you so much, Sasha, for being a guest host.
Thank you
so much, Lavon. Thank you
Yes.
so much, EL-Amin, who was on the phone with us earlier. I'm going to play Just a Feeling by Phantoms. And just so you can feel good, Delilah Robin is up next. And until next time, stay lit, love inspired, and true. Bye.